Welcome to Scheming with Sis, the podcast where two sisters talk about life, relationships, reality TV, and whatever else we find ourselves scheming about. Hope you enjoy this episode.
Yeah.
Hello. This is exciting.
This is so exciting. I'm a little nervous. Are you nervous?
A little nervy. It's going to be interesting to have it be like we're just on FaceTime.
I
Like we
know.
normally are all day.
I know. When I was telling Daniel about it, which we'll get into that, but I was like, the whole reason we wanted to do this is because we just yap on FaceTime all day. And we're always like, oh, this would be so good on the podcast.
Yeah, totally. And I think that is, we can kind of get into why we're doing this and what the whole point is. To start with, it's nothing groundbreaking. We're not pretending like we're anything. We want to do this whether we have 3 downloads, 3 listeners, or 10,000 one time at some point.
Yes.
It literally is just fun for us. We don't care how little or how many people listen. It's just fun.
It is
But
fun.
Sis and I talked about how, I think it was kind of the beginning of this year, we were doing kind of like our vision boards and our ideas for stuff and thinking about like how we wanted, where we envisioned our life. And one of the things that we had on there was like, here's our dream life. What does it look like? And one of the things that I had always had on it was like podcasting with my sis. And, you know, we just get to hang with our families, don't have a 9 to 5, whatever it is. And one of the fun things we do every week is we get together and we chat on a podcast. And we're like, you know what? Why don't we just do it?
Yeah. And I'm like, any excuse to just hang and chat with Arden. And I'm like, oh, I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we think this will just be super fun and hopefully can lead us somewhere, you know, exciting.
Yeah. Yeah. And you
Something
brought up
new.
And you brought up a good point where you were like, let's give it a shot. And if it's something that we try for, I mean, we're not going anywhere. We are giving this an actual shot. But say
Yeah.
it's something that doesn't work for us, we know that we tried and we did something that was on our like long-term goal vision board that we saw through. So it feels
Yes.
good either way.
It will feel good either way. And it's just
Mhm.
exciting to like finally be shooting our first episode.
I know.
This
I'm
is
so
just like
excited.
we've talked about it for so long and it's like
So
we prepped
exciting.
and now we're here. It'll be so fun.
So fun.
I guess we should probably introduce ourselves.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm Gracie. We're sisters, obviously, hence the name. And yeah, I'm 23. And so Arden and I, we have a 6.5-year age gap. So it makes it so fun because we're at this age where it's like stop mattering and we can just, you know, I don't know, we're at different phases of life, but we still like everything is so relatable and we can, you know, have these chats and it's not like we're 10 years old versus 16 and a half years old.
Yeah.
You know?
Agreed. Yeah, that is, and it's fun because I think on this podcast, you're going to see 2 sisters. So we have so much in common and we have a lot that we do the same, but you're also going to see 2 different perspectives. We're in different phases of our lives. We're 2 different generations. And so it's kind of a podcast for a wide range of ages.
I think it's so fun. I feel like Arden is just like a few steps ahead of me, just on life and in everything. But but it's so nice because I know that when I get there, you know, I'm like, oh, great, she's already been through this. Like, I know who to go to. I'm going to have baby clothes already saved for me, you know, the whole shebang. And so that's always been really fun. And like for me, I'm in the office Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. And sis, you are also technically like kind of 9 to 5, but she works remotely. And so I feel like that's kind of probably, I don't know, is that like our main difference?
Yeah, I
besides
would
like
say
kiddos and
yeah. I work in payroll and taxes. So random, not something that I was like generally on my goal. We can kind of get into at some point too what we both saw for our futures and how that changed. But I think my biggest thing ultimately at the end was to be able to be a mom, but still have a job that contributes. And it's kind of just a whole different way my brain can work. I can kind of, you know, check out of mom mode or whatever it is and do something else. But it was be able to work, but also take care of my babies and have them at home with me. And I don't have to take them to daycare. So I'm so grateful, but it does not come without its
Mm.
challenges. Any moms out there that are juggling, full-time motherhood as well as a 9 to 5,
We got
I
you.
feel you.
We hear you.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, but I think that's our biggest, but also obviously I have a baby,
Yes.
toddler. He is 2.5, which is so crazy. And then I'm married. So that
Mhm.
does, I think those are our biggest differences. But you're in a long-term
Mhm.
relationship. So it kind of feels like you're married. So it doesn't feel like it's that different.
Yeah. I'm like, marriage and kiddos. Yeah,
Hmm.
those are our things that'll be happening. I don't know when those will happen for me, to be honest. But I mean, I would like to be married sometime within the next couple years,
Yeah.
ideally.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll just have to see
I
how
know.
that
I'm so
goes.
excited.
Yeah.
So fun. But we both live in Utah.
Mhm.
We grew up here. I was born in Newport Beach, California, and was there for the first few years of my life and then moved to Utah. So I was an only child for 6.5 years. And then at that point, Gracie was
Mhm.
born and she was born here in Utah. So, and then we really spent our childhood here.
Yeah. I mean, I've lived in Utah whole life, even for college. I went to college at the University of Utah. Like, I have just never left. And I mean, there are so many great perks about Utah. But yeah, do
Yeah,
love it here.
and we did go to the same high school for a period of time.
We did.
We both went to Timpview High School, which if anyone knows, that is in it's just the pinnacle of Utah County,
Mm-hmm.
classic. Yeah. Yeah, but she went there for all 4 years. She graduated.
3. I graduated
Oh
early.
yeah, true. I
I know. I
forgot.
actually, because mom came and dropped off those yearbooks, like all my
Yes.
books today, because our mom recently moved and she was the other day she showed up and she's like, "Hey, I'm just dropping off a couple things." And I'm like, "Oh, great." She had asked me, "Do I want like her wine rack?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'd love that." And then she shows up and she's got like handfuls of boxes and all of it. And she's like, "These are your old yearbooks and just a few other things.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd leave them for you and you can, figure out what you want to do with them."
Yeah,
But anyways, side note,
that's so
but
funny.
in one of the boxes was all my old yearbooks and I was going through and I'm like, "Okay, wait, 2018, 2019, 2020." And I was like, "Where's 2017?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I forgot." I literally had forgotten. I'm like, "Oh, I'm missing a yearbook." No.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally forgot you graduated in 3 years and you infamously graduated in the year of 2020. So
Yeah,
you had the drive up graduation.
I did. Oh my goodness.
I remember us all in the line of cars going down Timpview Drive
Yes.
and just pulling in. I think, the cars would pull in and drop the grad off so the grad could run up to the stage or
Yes.
something.
Is that how? Yes, that's
I
how it
think we were all
was.
in a car and,
Yeah, we were in Mad's truck.
mhm,
And you were, like, in the back seat because his little window opens, just, like, filming the whole thing, and me and my
mhm,
girlfriends were in the trunk of his car.
yeah. Well, yes, you guys were in the back.
Mhm.
Yes. Oh my gosh. What a time. That is actually so crazy that that was your graduation. I feel
I
like
know.
you were a little bit robbed.
Honestly, though, I feel like it was probably more fun than, like, a regular graduation.
That's
For
true.
my college graduation, we were the last ones to go up. We just sat there for, like, 3 hours until it was finally our turn to walk, and I was just like we were so bored.
It's so true.
And so I'm like, "Maybe."
I was thinking that as I was saying it out loud. I was like,
You're like, "No,
take
no
it
take
back.
backsies."
Mhm. I take it back already. Yeah, no, that
Oh,
was because we were blasting music. Everyone was having such a vibe.
yeah.
Everyone's own car was just like their personalities and like what they wanted to
Yes.
do and all their besties. Yeah, so it's so true. I take it back.
That's okay.
Mhm.
No, I know. I'm like, but, then the couple years that came after was so wild
Yeah.
because obviously COVID and just
Yeah.
school online in the
Mhm.
dorms.
True. That really
That was
trickled
so
into your
wild.
college years too.
Oh, yeah. I feel like it impacted more of my college than it did my high school just because it was like, I don't know, March or something when high school went to fully
Yep.
online. And then by that time, you have like what, like month? I think it was like a month to 6 weeks until graduation. So it was like me.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So I did my first 2 years at Timpview, and then I transferred, and I
Hmm.
transferred to a high school in California, and I did my last 2 years there. And so you did, I guess, just 1 extra year than I did at Timpview, but I
Hmm.
feel like we both probably had very different experiences even though we went to the same high school.
Probably. I'm like 6 years,
Yeah. I mean,
you
that's
know.
yeah, and I feel like we're very similar, but we're very different in certain ways where I feel like you had so many friends, you were so social, constantly had plans, things you were doing, and I had, like, 2 friends, really, and then I was kind
Hmm.
of the boyfriend girl. So it was just
Hmm.
very, like very different, and I wish that and you got into tennis too, like, that's one of the things, like, I was a dancer growing up, and
That's
so that
true.
that took me away from my high school, and so it made me kinda feel a little bit more removed,
Yeah.
and I didn't feel as, like, involved in, like,
You
what
didn't
was
have
going
like a
on.
sports team or something
Mhm.
too with like a group of gals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd say that, that was kind of different, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. I mean, I would say the funniest thing is I transferred to a high school in California called Glendora High School, and as some listeners, probably everyone knows, Utah is known for a lot of Mormons.
Mhm.
And, Timpview is probably, like, the quintessential, like, it doesn't get more Mormon than that
Oh,
high
absolutely.
school, but I moved to California, and somehow I
Mm,
ended up at the school known for having a lot of Mormons.
I
I
know.
was called the Mormon girl because I transferred from Utah, I was blonde, blue-eyed, I just held the classic, like, what look, and
Mhm.
I was also I didn't drink and I didn't do a lot of, like just because I didn't want to, and so it just really kinda pinned me and made me different than a lot of the rest of the high school California kids. So but they had a Mormon tree actually at our school in Glendora High School, which is just so funny because
What is a Mormon tree?
a Mormon tree was a tree because California is all outside schools, which is also different.
Oh,
And so like, you're going there's, like, quads, and the only time you go inside is just, like, the individual classrooms, and
wow.
each year had a quad. So freshman,
Oh,
sophomore, junior, senior. So your quad is where you're supposed to have, like, most of your classes, but a
got
lot of
it.
people, like, will be like, "My next class is in the senior quad." And so then you go over to the senior quad, and
That's
that's
kinda
where
cool.
yeah, and everything's outside, so, your lockers are outside, where you're walking to class is outside, everything's outside,
My
and
gosh.
there's a giant tree at kind of, like, the middle of our
Oh, so it's a
campus,
literal
a
tree.
literal tree.
Got it.
Yep.
Got it.
Literal tree that they called the Mormon tree, and let me tell you, the kids that gathered there looked the part, like, they
Did
looked
they?
like my Utah classmates. I was like, "Okay, I see it. I see why you guys are all thinking that I am Mormon."
That is so funny.
Mhm.
Wow, that is wild. Yeah, like for me, I was the only, well, that's not true, actually. Another girl in our friend group was also not Mormon,
Mm.
but it was just her and I. And she grew up Mormon, but, her family kind of had left at some point. But like, even though I have never been Mormon, wasn't Mormon, I feel like I was in a sense, at least,
Yeah.
because that's all you're surrounded by. Like, our high school, we didn't drink,
Yeah.
didn't do drugs. There really wasn't any parties.
Yeah, it was like
Like,
dance parties for me
it was
when
like
I was at
dance
Timpview.
parties. Yeah, and even then, very rare. And there was never alcohol there. People, like really all you did was kiss. And
Yeah.
then,
That was the goal. That was the
that
goal of
was
the
the goal.
evening. Mhm.
Just walk away with a kiss. It
Yeah.
was, yeah. So that was just super interesting. But I felt like I had a really kind of innocent high school experience. Like when you
Yeah.
watch the movies,
Mhm.
like that is not what it was for us. But it was kind of blissful in its own way because you don't really
Mhm.
know any different. And sometimes I'm grateful,
Yeah.
you
Same.
know?
It's
But then I
very
went to
polar opposite.
college. Then I went to
That's
college. And then
that's
I
when sis got crazy.
And that's what I just realized I was, like, so underexposed
Yeah.
to absolutely everything. I don't know, pros and
Yeah.
cons, man.
Mhm. Agreed. Yeah, my experience at Timpview, same. Like, I didn't really know anyone, no one drank.
Mhm.
But there's a very, as we'll probably get into at some point, it's a very underground, what do you call it? Like Mormon experience, you know? You've got the Sunday Mormons, and then you've got
Mhm.
like the Saturday. Like you've got a whole different vibe on the other days. And I would say for me, it was like people will know if they know, but it was like it was the Berkshires, which was where they held a lot of the parties when I was going to Timpview. And
Mhm.
they would be like dance parties, basically. Like they would have just be having like, they'd even hire a DJ and there'd be like insane music. Yeah. And you'd show up with your girlfriends and you just kind of like, you know, see what the vibe is and whatever. And I do remember there was like a few rooms in this. These are mansions. If, you know, if you're not from Utah and you don't know what the Berkshires are, it's like
These castles.
these castles basically that are in Utah County. The richest of the rich were
Mhm.
living in those neighborhoods. And so we're talking like, you know, you could be in the right wing of the house and then like the left wing is where the people were like smoking weed and
Yeah.
drinking and stuff. So it literally is huge. The homes are huge.
Mhm.
But that's what it was. Like, it was like, you know, there may be a couple guys that are off in like one room that were like
Mhm.
smoking weed and, you know, whatever, but that is not the majority. And boy, did I experience the polar opposite in California
Oh,
once I
yeah.
transferred. That
Oh,
was
yeah.
insane. But yeah, same for me. Grew up pretty, that same vibe. I guess everyone's probably wondering, are we Mormon? Mm,
We're not.
we're not. We are not.
Nope.
But we grew up, like you were saying, as if we were, almost. Not
Mhm.
necessarily, like, in our home, but that's literally talking about being, like, the black sheep
Yeah.
is the non-Mormon growing up
Mhm.
here in Utah. And so, no, we're not. We are Christian
Mhm.
girlies.
Yes, we are.
I do feel like we came into our faith in our 20s,
For sure.
like and we're obviously both still in our 20s, so in this decade.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I guess we never, you know, we did have a brief stint in Mormonism. You were really young at that point because the parents decided to give it a go, I guess, for a period of
Mhm.
time. And that time that they gave it a go was at the age where when you are LDS, you get baptized. I think it's what, 7 or 8.
Something like that.
So you were like 1 or something.
Yeah.
But like at that point, I was, of course, at the age to get baptized. So I did get baptized in the Mormon church, and then we left at some point. Our mom was raised and grew up Catholic, so she had that background and really kind of wanted to go back to that
Mm.
after I think we experienced being in the LDS faith for a minute. So we kind of were all over the place, I guess, as kids. We didn't really know exactly what we were, but we just knew we weren't Mormon.
Yeah, we didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
Like, after that whole, after mom left and well, I guess they both left, but,
Yeah.
I was still young, I was confused. I wore a cross necklace
Mm.
to school in elementary. I think this was probably, like, 2nd grade, and I remember getting so bullied for it by these
Yeah.
girls, because they also don't understand. They're little, but they're just hearing, like, what their parents
Yeah.
say, and but that was kind of like the stigma. If you're not Mormon, you're nothing as
Yep.
far as like religion goes.
Yep.
And, there is nothing else right. There can't possibly be anything else right. And there's not really like a respect for other religions there as well,
Mm-mm.
which is really
Yeah. Yeah, it's
interesting.
so true. It's funny because the cross thing really, like, became it's very, like, relevant in the last, like, year. A lot of the Mormon culture is trying to kind of say, like, "Oh, no, 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 like, it's totally fine, you can wear cross necklaces," and then a lot of the members are like, "No, you're gaslighting us because
Yeah. Wait a
you."
damn minute.
Yeah, hold on, no. You 1000%
Hmm.
made sure that they were not allowed to wear those. That was not
Yeah.
something that they and it was kind of a symbol of being like, "Oh, so you're not Mormon if you
Yeah.
are," you know? So it makes sense that you were bullied. And yeah. So yeah, we kind of had but we always grew up knowing Jesus Christ and having
Hmm.
that, like, foundation in our home. Our mom
Hmm.
was really good at, like, always keeping that.
Mm.
in our
She was.
environment, and so I think that's what really helped us find our own once we came into our, 20s to be like, "We have this foundation, now let's grow and build off of it and figure out
Mhm.
what we believe, how we feel about, faith, religion," and I feel like we're still growing and figuring things out,
Mhm.
but we identify definitely as Christian,
Yeah. I
and that's
feel
how we
like
wanna
it
raise our
was
families too.
yes, that's very true. Yeah, I feel like it is still like a work in progress, but like for us, or at least for me, like when I first went off to college, I didn't really think about anything as far as religion goes and faith and all of that because it was kind of like I finally get away
Yeah,
from like just
that
the
bubble.
Mormonism, the bubble. Utah
Yeah.
is such a bubble. Everybody knows everybody. And I'm like, okay, side note, but like this guy I had a crush on in ninth grade of high school. He wasn't allowed to like me or date me because his parents knew my dad and knew he wasn't Mormon and like didn't approve of him.
Yep.
Like that is the bubble.
Yeah.
And,
That's how crazy it gets.
it gets really intense. But
Yeah.
yeah, so then when I finally kind of got away from all that, it was the last thing I like wanted to think about. I was almost like a little resentful towards the idea
Yeah.
because it was just like finally some freedom, and then I don't even know what happened. It's kind of just like one day you wake up and you're just like, okay, I've had my time away and now I just can view this whole thing so differently
Yeah.
and I want to, figure it out for myself because I know it's not nothing. I've believe in God and believe in Jesus and
Yeah.
all those things, but it just took a minute for me to even be able to get there and want
Yes. It's like the
to get
resentment of what faith and religion kind of represented for a long time
Uh-huh.
we had to weed our ways through that and
Yes, that's a
find
good way to
out.
put it.
Yeah, to find out what it was, and I think this is very relevant problem. I think there's people we didn't experience it like I feel like actual members are experiencing,
Mhm.
but there's people leaving the church in droves, and I feel like they're not set up to feel like there's something else out there,
Mhm.
and so the pipeline from, like, LDS to atheist is just, like it's very strong.
It is very strong. It's like all or nothing, 0
Yeah.
to 100.
Mhm, and I get it. I mean, they just don't really have the way to I don't know how to describe it, I guess, to
I feel like
still go ahead.
well, I was just gonna say, it's kind of the same as when you're in as like when you leave. Like, there's no such thing as like a half-ass Mormon, even though there are and they're out
Yes.
there. But
Mhm.
in the church, like you can't pick and choose things that don't align with you.
Yeah.
Like just put a little bit out, take what resonates with you and what doesn't,
Cherry
and put that
pick is
aside.
what they
You
call
can't
it.
cherry pick. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like in a lot of other religions, it's like, okay, this obviously isn't what, we believe because, God says this here. However, that doesn't mean you're a bad person or you can't have this or you're not this and blah, blah, blah. Like,
Mm.
and so I feel like
Yeah.
when you leave, it's the same way because it's
You're like,
just like, "Oh, you're nothing now."
"Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah." We'll have to get into the
I'm like,
whole
guys, we could
like,
talk about this
this
for so long.
This could we'll have to get into kind of just the depths, the intricacies of this
Hmm.
experience is so fascinating, and we'll kind of touch on it, I'm sure, because part of our podcast is we will probably be doing recaps of Mormon Wives. I know the whole
Yes.
episode is the whole latest season is out, but I think we're gonna go back and kind of recap each episode and
Hmm.
give our thoughts and our takes on it and stuff like that, and that'll probably bring up some thoughts on the Mormon experience and what we think and what we've experienced and that whole thing.
Yeah, because 'cause I'm like, we haven't even gotten into, like, the slang that is, like,
Mm,
so just, like, Utah coded,
yeah, because
Utah
we
County.
are probably extremely Utah coded,
Yeah.
even though we, are LDS. I mean, I think that there's a lot that's like we're probably very Utah coded, just not Mormon coded, I
Yes,
guess. Yeah.
probably true.
Because I don't think we really carry a lot of that. But yeah, we were kind of talking about how our high school experiences and Utah was pretty, we kind of just went with the status quo. So that kind of meant that we were just, bet which I think was good. Like you were saying, like, I don't I don't necessarily want the opposite. I mean, I experienced the opposite in California,
Mhm.
and I don't want that. I don't want that for
Yeah.
my kids, but I also don't want them to be bullied or treated differently or feel like they're, not accepted and they're just going straight to hell or the lowest level in heaven, whatever, because they don't subscribe to the whole thing.
Right.
So it's hard. But California, I'll kind of give a little bit of like a or on the high school topic, the difference for that and like so you're talking about like, here's Utah, we're going to a dance party, like you were saying. It was like
Mhm.
who's so and so kissing tonight,
Mhm.
that kind of a thing. California was very much like, okay, where are we getting drunk this weekend? And I'm saying
Mhm.
we, but I didn't drink just for personal reasons, but not because of religion. And I think that really young kids shouldn't be out getting absolutely trashed. That's just wild
It
behavior.
is so crazy.
But yeah, it's like where are we getting drunk this weekend? Who you having sex with this weekend? Like just casual. Who are you
Well,
having sex with this weekend?
yeah, and, like, that was
What?
college for me. You know
Mm,
what like, that's how you spoke in college, which is, like, whatever,
yeah,
you're
you're an
adults,
adult.
you're doing your thing, but it's,
Yeah,
like, it's so wild to think that that's how, like, these, like, 15, 16-year-olds are talking
yeah,
because 'cause you're just like, "What are you talking about?" Like,
yeah.
that's so
What?
insane.
Yeah, it's insane. So that was the vibe, and I was definitely kind of like, I think people thought that they maybe. I think it kind of, again, I was a little bit of an outcast in Utah because I wasn't Mormon, but I was also a little bit of an outcast in California because I wasn't Mormon, but I didn't also play the same games and do the same stuff that everyone
Mhm.
out there was doing. And so
But
then
then you were just like a prude.
I was a prude, yeah, and I was just
Yeah.
like, "Oh, she's too good to, like, go out and do this and that," and I went out, but I was the DD, and I was,
I went
I
out,
I went out, okay?
okay?
I did
I
things.
swear.
I swear. I had friends, okay?
Oh.
Yeah, no, but my friends were evil in freaking high
Well,
school in California.
sis, we actually have not talked about this in so long. I forgot.
Friends in oh, man, so bad,
They were
like,
evil.
evil.
I almost want to name drop.
I know.
Oh
My
my
gosh, they were the
gosh.
worst,
The
absolute
worst.
worst. Crazy.
Mm.
So that was unfortunate.
I'm pissed all over
I know.
again. It's all coming
I know.
back.
Yeah. I have like screenshots of text messages that happened at
Mm.
that time, and I never deleted them. But when I'm like going through my camera or whatever, and I like go all the way back to what was that? I graduated in 2014, so that would have been
Mhm.
like 2012 and or no, 2013 and no, yeah, 2012 and 2013 ish. It kind of
'Cause
meshes,
wasn't
I
it
guess.
like I thought it was like junior years when like shit hit the fan.
Yeah. Junior
Yeah.
year was when I started there, and but I don't think that was when shit hit the fan. Shit hit the fan senior
Oh,
year.
okay, so 2014.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
But it
okay.
also like you graduate in May, so you start in the year before. So it's like you
Yeah,
started in August of
yeah,
2013. But anyways,
very true.
yeah, so obviously it's like I'm brand new to a school. You're a junior and you have
Mhm.
no friends, you know nobody. Like it's worst case scenario.
And no one, like no girls, like a cute new girl coming in, middle of junior year, gunning for their guys, it's like a literal threat.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, and I was probably like the least threatening. I was just like, "Hi," like just, I just want to make friends. Like I just unfortunately I found myself with some bad seats, but yeah, I don't know. You live and you learn. Like there was
Yeah.
periods where it was like okay, but I would say, yeah, they were very much like, why do you not want to like do all this stuff that everyone else is doing? Like I think it really came down to thinking like they're thinking that I think I'm too good to do this and that and whatever. Like, let's go get absolutely trashed this weekend. Like, let's go just sleep with this many people and that, whatever. And very against like the boyfriend thing. And for me growing up in Utah, like, well, first of all, Mormons aren't supposed to have sex before marriage. Are there
Right.
Mormons having sex before marriage? Absolutely.
All the time.
All the time. But that's not a thing in California. Because that is a mindset in Utah is kind of a wait till marriage mindset. You do kind of end up being in like relationships, because then that way you can still kind of like have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, but then you're not just getting with somebody to have
Yes.
sex with them, you
No,
know?
it's so true. Like, you always had a boyfriend. I always had a boyfriend, even if
Yeah.
they like, now I don't consider them boyfriends because I'm like, oh, that little 2-month period. Like,
Yes.
I'm
That
like,
was
what was
cute.
their name again?
Yeah.
That whole thing. But I'm like, you do always have
Yeah.
somebody to like, a guy to talk to without obviously having sex. But, you know,
Yes. Yes.
that was
Oh, and
such
then
a thing.
such a thing. And so that's kind of how I came. I came to California and I was like, well, I'm not just gonna like get with some random guy. I want a boyfriend,
Give
not
me a title first.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like we're
My
not just
nose is
doing
so
that. Like
runny.
that's crazy. Sorry. The allergies are
The allergies.
killing
I'm like, my
me.
nose
Yeah, killing me.
nonstop.
If you need to blow your nose, just do it.
Okay. No, it's okay. We're good.
Um, yeah, so that just kinda set me apart, but anyways, you get the vibe. You get the vibe California, it's a very different experience, but it was very
Mhm.
interesting to experience both. I, um, ended up meeting my now husband
I was
in
gonna
that
say, when's that coming?
California school. So that's crazy. And it just kind of really ties everything together. It really kind of makes my whole life just make a lot of sense as to why I ended up at this high school at the time I did. And your life just starts to kind of piece itself together. And it was just very
Mhm.
confusing at the time. And I didn't like it. I wasn't happy with it. I wasn't happy to be there. I was leaving, people behind, and I wasn't excited. But I ended up meeting my now husband my senior year. He
Mhm.
was 2 years younger, but I didn't know that. I didn't
Cougar.
know that. A little bit of a kook, but I didn't know that. Because my junior year when I came in, one of the things that me and one of those evil friends that we spoke about earlier,
Mhm.
we did was, we statted for the baseball team, and I'm a big baseball fan. Love baseball, and so I was like, "Yeah, that sounds super fun." So what that meant was we went to every game with the team. We traveled with them to away games, whatever, like, we were in the dugout with the guys, and the beginning, I think junior year for me, it was on paper. Senior year, we moved up to an iPad. But, yeah, we would basically keep track of the whole game. So we're literally recording everything that happens, every pitch, every hit, every out, everything. And so but when I did junior year, I was on JV. So I was statting for the JV baseball team. My now husband was already on varsity. So I didn't meet him that year, but we obviously were in passing because you get together with all the years and stuff
Mhm.
like that, but we never met. And so senior year is when I moved up to the varsity statting, and I actually did that one by myself that year. So that ex-friend, like bailed for some reason. I can't remember why. And I was like, oh shoot, like I'm gonna have to do this by myself. Like, I mean, it's pretty intimidating, like being in a
Mhm.
dugout with that many guys and you're like the only girl. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'll still do it.
No, so true.
Um, but quite a few of them like became my friends and stuff like that. And I did casually date a couple of them. But my now husband, we started becoming friends, and that's where we met. That's where it all started,
Mm.
and we have been together ever since, and I can kinda get into the story of that whole thing, maybe in a later episode, but
Yeah.
we've been together for, 12 years now. Married
So crazy.
Yeah, married for 7 and together for 12. So, absolutely insane. We've never been, like, apart, which is just it's actually so crazy, but we'll get into that story another time because there's some
Mhm.
crazy stuff there, but
Oh, yeah, I feel like high school sweethearts are just so rare now.
they really are.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I think that's what it's like people really make it seem like high school's, like, emotions and feelings and stuff that you go through is just, like,
Yes.
doesn't mean anything,
The
and, like
downplaying of it all.
the downplaying, like, the good and the bad. It's just like, stop stressing, stop being upset about this guy or, this girl or whatever happened, and just wait till you're an adult. And I'm like, "No, actually,
Looking back, I was so valid.
yes, high school is
I'm like,
brutal."
it
Those,
hurts more.
it hurts more. It's, like, the
Yes.
worst. So, yeah, I would say it really validates the high school sweethearts really validate, like, the
Yep.
fact that, like, shit gets real. Like,
Mhm.
you can end up with these people.
It's
Whoever
so
you meet.
true.
It's so crazy.
So cute. Love it.
Love. Well,
Well,
let's see. We can talk about our childhood a little bit. Like, what was our relationship growing up like, you and me?
I feel like
What do you
you
think?
might have, a better recollection for at least a part of the time because I
Yeah.
was so young. Because I'm
Yeah.
like, for me, everything I remember was just always we had like the best fun relationship.
Mhm.
Like, the only thing, I can think of is just like since you were older, I wanted to be like you, I wanted to be with you, I wanted to hang out like with you and your friends, but then I'm just this like little tot and you guys are these
Mhm.
teenagers, but I'm
Yeah.
just like wanting to be with the gang.
Yeah, that was I feel like that was just it's just we had, like, a very classic, but not, like, fully classic sister. Because I feel like classic sister vibes can get, like, "Oh, we hated each other, and but now we love each other" vibes, and I don't that was never us. I
Mm-mm.
think I was 6.5 years, I was an only child, which is a long time, and I was so freaking excited for you to get here. And I was just obsessed from the second you came, like, I was just so, like, "This is the best
So
thing
cute.
this is the best thing in the world." I wanted to be your little mom, I wanted to do everything, and we really just we bonded, we played, we loved the same stuff, and then I think I started, yeah, getting to an age where I had, again, a boyfriend
A
or
boyfriend.
whatever. Because I don't think I really cared if I can't remember if I really cared that much if you, like, hung out with me and my girlfriends. Do you remember
No,
that being a
I
thing?
don't I think it was just the boyfriends.
Yeah, I think it was just the boyfriends. So, like, when I had girlfriends over and stuff and we'd play, like, I don't think that I ever was like, "Get." So but we really got along. We really just our personalities were very different in a lot of ways, and but
Mhm.
we just meshed and had fun, and we were silly, and I don't really feel like I can remember if we got into, like, any serious fights or anything.
I can't remember one either.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
can't
I feel
either.
like the stupid stuff that, like, sisters usually fight about, like, "Oh, you stole my shirt. Give me my
Yeah,
shirt back," Like, we didn't have to go through that because obviously I didn't fit in
yeah,
Arden's shirts,
yeah,
at that time,
yeah, it's
like,
true. We didn't
we
have
just
those classic things where it's like,
mm-mm.
yeah, you're stealing my stuff, we're just different phases of lives, like,
Yeah.
so it's, like, not like you could be doing anything or taking anything of mine that I didn't want you to
Yeah,
be
did
taking.
you I'm, like, the only now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like older siblings with young siblings experience this. Did you ever, like, get annoyed having to babysit me? Was that a
Mm-mm.
thing? No?
No. No, I don't think so, and I don't even remember feeling like I was told to babysit you very often. I'm like
I don't remember you babysitting. I was like,
I'm like,
"Huh,
"What? Huh, what's that about?" No, I'm just kidding, but yeah, I'm like, I don't think I remember ever really, like, babysitting you
mm-mm,
very much. I just feel like we were always I mean, mom was a stay-at-home mom, so I feel like
mhm,
she, was always home with us girls, and I was really busy, actually,
mhm,
because
mm,
that right around the time that you came was when I got, like, serious into dance, and so I was gone.
yeah,
Yeah, I was gone a lot. I mean, people that know what this is, they'll know, but I attended the dance club in I believe it's Orem, and it's a very competitive and high stakes dance studio, and I mean, full time, so I would go to school, go straight to dance after school, and I would be there until, like, 9:30, 10 o'clock, and I'd be doing homework on my breaks in between classes. We called it the ballet bar, and it was on the lower level of our dance studio, and it was like a little snack bar where you can get, snacks and food and drinks and whatever, and they had tables and they had a little couch and a TV, and, I would do homework there, you chill with your friends, maybe watch an episode
mhm,
of something in between a class that you have, and that's where I spent my life. So I feel like that's probably why. Like, I was so busy, I was, like, gone.
true,
Yeah, yeah. So I think we had a really good sibling dynamic, though. I don't think our age gap really, like, made things hard.
mm,
So I think people that are close in age have their own hard,
yeah,
And so it's
so true,
like, yeah, I don't think that was ever really a thing for us. We also kind of, banded together through hard times in our lives, and so I feel like we really created this bond of, like, you got me, I got you,
mhm,
type of thing, and I think
that's true.
that really kept us extremely close.
We were very independent children.
Yes.
Like, it doesn't surprise me actually that you, like, don't remember babysitting me that often. Like, we were
Yeah, that's true.
so independent
Yeah.
from a really, really young age. Probably has to do with a lot of the hard times where we banded together,
Mhm.
but yeah, no, we
Yeah. Yeah, it's very true, and I feel like the only time that I feel like our age gap actually came into play and
mhm,
that we didn't really have a lot in common or were as close was college. Like, your first, I would say, year and a half maybe of
mhm,
college, like, it wasn't very long, but it's, like, almost like a blip that I don't even, like, fully remember,
mhm,
but it kind of was, like, it was kind of like we didn't talk as often
mhm.
and, like
Yeah,
and I think that's what's crazy is I think you met your now long-term boyfriend
I
during that
did.
period of time when we weren't talking as much.
I
And so
did.
that it just makes it kind of crazy because he's probably like, "The sister," and you're like, "Yeah, but, like, she's actually my best friend. We're just, like, I don't know what's going on. We're just not talking as much right now."
Yeah,
But
I think oh, yeah,
isn't
like,
that weird?
trying to look back on that time because it wasn't just you, it was also mom. Like, I didn't really
Mm.
talk to mom either, and, I mean, you know us girls. Like,
Mhm.
we just talk all day,
Yeah. It's
every
like a
day.
stark difference.
Yeah, it was just fun. I always had roommates. I was
Yeah.
in a dorm, and so, like, being on FaceTime, like, for an hour was hard because there's
Yeah.
someone else there, and then if I wasn't there, I was at class, and if I wasn't at class, I was with Daniel or at
Yep.
Daniel's, or we were going out and partying. Like, it was like, I don't know, I felt like there was never a time I was alone,
True.
like, ever.
And you were packed schedule. Like, that was the
It
thing
was
too. It's like if
packed.
you weren't doing studying, which you were extremely, extremely
Mm,
amazing student, if you weren't studying and doing that, you were doing what you were saying earlier. Like,
mhm.
we're partying. We're, what's the plan for the weekend?
Yeah. So it makes sense. And I feel
Yeah.
like, yeah, we were in such different phases because
Yeah.
at that time, Daniel was still like new,
Yeah.
So it's not like now he's my long-term boyfriend,
Yep.
obviously. And so it's like more relatable. Like you said, it kind of feels like we're already married.
Yeah.
But like at that time, it was
Like
still
Connor calls
just,
him Uncle Daniel.
yes, Uncle Damone.
Yes.
But
Damien.
yeah, so like at that time, I didn't even really have like that to relate.
True.
As like far as life phases go, because Gavin was obviously still your long term, but Daniel
Yeah.
wasn't mine yet.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of just this fresh, new, kind of all consuming thing.
Yes, phase in life. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and it was so different than your high school experience, like you said, like, I feel like you needed so much, like, support and I don't know how to say it, like, yeah, so much kind of just, like, support emotionally and, like, in that time of life in high school where it was just, like, once you finally left that bubble, it was like you're free, and it was
It's
just kind of like
true.
you had a whole different experience and it just changed, yeah, the dynamic a little bit, but just for, like, a period of time,
Yeah.
and so I feel like that's the only time that, like, we had it wasn't like we were fighting, it wasn't like something was going on, it was just, like,
Distanced a
distance,
little
yeah,
bit.
but
Yeah. And
then yeah, go.
oh, you go. I was just going to say that I'm like, yeah, I think I kind of distanced myself from everyone and everything,
Mm,
just like we said, got out of the Mormonism. Like you
yeah,
said, you just broke free. It was almost like I was just reveling in the fact that I could, like, I'm doing quotations right now, air quotes, be an adult
yes,
because obviously not an adult when you're that
yeah,
young still, but it feels that way. And it's kind of just like, well, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. And then you're like,
yes,
oh, I don't have to. And, so then it was just me, just, I don't know, on my lonesome, trotting it
yeah.
out. And then, yeah. And then I came back. I'm like, miss you guys.
Hey! We're
Have
like
you been?
we're like, "Finally, we're dying without you."
Yeah. And that
Yeah.
actually didn't happen. I think it was just a gradual
Yeah, it
thing.
was.
Yeah.
It was very gradual, um, and it was just, like, kind of just, like, no time had passed,
Yeah.
and we just slowly and slowly, like, have just morphed into similar phases of lives even though we're still different, like, especially once, you left college, but even during college, like, we had a really
Hmm.
fun time where I was taking online courses and she was still in
Yes.
school. I think this is probably literally, like, one of my favorite times with you.
So sad because it can't be recreated.
It still hurts. It still hurts. Like, I have it written
Oh,
down in my notes, like, things that I loved just, like, for I don't even know, whatever reason I was making this note for, and one of them was going to the U, because we haven't mentioned, sis graduated from University of Utah, and going to the U, and I would meet her at the library, and we would study, and I would do my school stuff online, and she would do hers, and I don't know how much we actually got done, but it was
guys,
the best time.
the best.
I was
And the
cosplaying as a U
vibes.
of U student.
Yeah. It was so fun because there was just like that cafe where you just grab a
Yes.
coffee beforehand or like some
Mhm.
snacks and food. And I
Yeah.
feel like, honestly, when sis would come, it helped me remember how lucky I was and like romanticize the college experience again. Because when you're in it just 24/7, it becomes just like an afterthought, you know? But then
Yes.
sis would come and be like, "Oh my gosh, this is so fun. Like, you just get to
Yes.
come here and study." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, you're right. Like, this
Yeah.
is so fun."
That's so true.
Yeah, you were like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah. No, that's so true. That really did. It was romanticizing the fact that we were trying to
Mhm.
get our degree. Mhm.
Heck
One
yeah.
did, one didn't.
You still got
Whoops, I
time.
still got time. I'm just going into my 30s. Speaking of time, our mom just got her degree,
Yes.
and we're so proud of her, so it's never too late. Mama will
Mhm.
go back, maybe. We'll see. My
Oh.
gosh, but that's so fun. Yeah, so anyways, we've always been close, and we're extremely close. I mean, we literally talk every day.
Yeah.
FaceTime with our mom, we go joint FaceTimes, and it's a blast. It's just so fun. I love that we'll just sit on FaceTime if we're doing the most random things and just be there to, it'll be silence, and they'll be like, "Oh, yeah, and I need to do this, and I can someone remind me to do that?" Whatever.
Yes.
It's just fun, and I don't know, people can relate to just having, like, a really good, healthy, fun, like, sister
Mhm.
dynamic, and, it's really fun.
It is so true. I'm like, those people, I feel like they always say, like, when you find a friend that doesn't make you tired, like you
Mm,
go home and you don't feel like exhausted from their presence, like
yes,
that is Arden for me.
exactly.
Like, I don't know, we could just sit on the couch. She could be on her computer, I could be on my phone, we could be reading a book. We could be silent for like 6 hours, but still
Yeah,
grateful to be in each other's presence.
yes.
Like
It's so true. And
it's
people
so
drain us.
safe, so
Yes,
bad.
so bad. Like, I think we're, like, extremely sensitive, like, I don't know. We just
Yeah.
get overstimulated super easy, but I feel like we are so sensitive to, like, vibes,
I've
and
literally cut off friendships because I just am like, "You're
it's
asking
just
too much of me. I
yes.
don't have the time to text you
Yeah,
like that."
yeah,
Like,
mm-mm, yeah. So I feel like the fact that we can just rejuvenate each other is just such a
yes.
peace for us, because life is just, yeah, we reserve, like, our peace. We have just a very small circle. Like, and I feel like it's
Mhm.
because we like, at least for me, I love to be really deep with my friends and whoever like talk to every day. I don't like small talk, fluff, like all that stuff. And I don't have the energy to do the deep though with, like, 5, 10 people. Are you
Th
different?
No, and I was
Oh,
gonna say and the reason is because it's really hard to be the real kind of deep with people that don't know the full context, and that's where it's like, we don't want to
so
have to
true.
go back. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not going back 10 years to explain why this
Yes.
is the way it
Why,
is.
yes, it's so true. There's nothing that you're missing in what I'm about to say. We have the
Mhm.
full context of each other's
Yes.
lives.
And
Yeah,
that's just so comforting.
it is. It's the best.
It's the best to
It's the
have
absolute
just,
best.
yeah, one person literally know everything about you.
Mhm. So good.
Hasn't
No, hasn't missed a beat. So true. Actually, I was putting together photos of us last night. Oh, no, I didn't say hasn't missed a beat. I said hasn't missed a season.
Yes.
And I was just, like, gathering a bunch of photos from us from our childhood and beyond, and just for our Instagram and stuff like that, and I was just thinking in my head, I was like, "We haven't missed a season," and that's just so fun.
I guess I missed your first 6 seasons.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's okay.
That's nothing to write home about. All the fun stuff happened after you joined the party. Well, we are going to hop into our main segment. We're getting a little
Mhm.
towards the end of our recording time,
Yeah,
but we
main and
still
final. It's like a
main and
mousetrap.
final. Yes, exactly. This is the main segment is what we're scheming on. And
Mhm.
what we're scheming on this week, you're hearing it everywhere. It is Miss Taylor Frankie Paul and the Bachelorette drama, everything that's going on. This is crazy. And I first of all, let's just say this to begin. There are the people that are super excited to talk about this. There's lots of podcasts coming out about, our take on what's happening and what, this
Mhm.
and that. And then there's the people that are pretending to be too good for it and are like, what we really should be doing instead of talking about Taylor Frankie Paul. Okay.
Spare me.
Spare me.
I
Get off.
can't.
Yeah, get off
I
your high
hate people
horse.
like that.
Get off your high horse and look. And they're like, you need to go touch grass. Okay, look, if this is legitly like affecting your well-being in your life, then sure,
Yes.
you need to go
Yes.
touch grass. But for the rest of us that are just like in between and like this is just fun, silly drama, is this groundbreaking or anything that is life-altering? Absolutely not. It's just fun to talk. Okay, fun is a stretch. This does involve domestic violence, which is
Yeah.
very serious,
Very not fun.
very not fun, and very not good. And we are, number one, completely concerned and most worried about the well-being of their children.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But it's not, this isn't our whole life. It's not, if you let it be your entire life, then sure, you need to, get a life. But this is just, anytime we talk about reality TV, anytime we talk about silly little dramas or things on
Yeah.
social media or whatever, it's just that. It's just silly.
It's just fun.
It's just fun to chat about. So it doesn't need to be anything more, anything less.
Period.
Okay. Taylor Frankie Paul and this freaking Bachelorette drama. Okay, so our plan, we were going to be recapping every week. That was going to be one of our segments, was recapping her season. Also, with Mormon Wives, we're going to go back in time and recap. But that's no longer a thing. She is the first season to be pulled off air, literally the week of her show airing. What are your thoughts?
So disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I gotta say. And like, I haven't watched The Bachelorette probably for like 5 seasons minimum.
Yeah.
Minimum. This was going to be the first season that I was actually excited and invested to watch. Like, I committed and I made
Yeah.
boyfriend Daniel watch this latest season of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. And then he got invested. And so he was going to watch The Bachelorette with me too. And I'm like,
Yes.
I felt like I had just hit the lottery because I love watching reality TV with him. The
Same.
commentary, so
Same
good,
thing.
so funny.
So funny. It's the best.
It's the
Absolute
best.
best. Yeah.
And so now, that's gone. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that sucks. And I was
Yeah.
so looking forward to just recapping it in our episodes.
Yeah.
Like,
me
that would have
too.
been so fun. Just like a little tidbit of,
Yeah.
oh, this is what we thought this week.
Yeah. Who do we think's going to win? Why did this guy go home? Whatever. Yeah. It's very disappointing. I've been listening to loads and loads of podcasts give their takes on what they think, Reality Steve, and, just very like classic Bachelor, Bachelorette, podcasters giving their thoughts on what they think. And if people don't know her video, she was charged with domestic violence in 2023. And everyone knew that. The producers knew that. Secret Lives of Mormon Wives was ABC, Disney, Hulu. Everybody knew that. They knew the details of everything that happened. But on Thursday, I believe it was, that her video, the footage from Dakota's phone got released. Or more, not just released, told to TMZ. So seeing it like actually visually seeing what happened that night was brutal to watch.
I feel like you can read it, you can hear about it. It just doesn't compare to actually seeing it. And like we said, the kicker for us was her daughter. I mean, if it was just a drunk fight between two grown-ups, like, doesn't make it right still, but it's one of those where you're just like, this isn't even worth my time. This happens all the time and blah, blah, blah. But it's like the fact that there was her little kid involved, like, just broke my heart.
Yeah.
And I don't think any of us knew actually how bad it was.
Yeah. A lot of people thought too that like she was like up. Well, it's hard because also in the breakdown of the charges, it did say that she hit her daughter with the chair. So people did know that her daughter was there, but I think people kind of like shut that out and thought maybe her daughter was actually upstairs asleep when this was happening and that her daughter didn't get hit by the chair. And to be fair, she didn't like throw the chair specifically at her daughter, I don't think, but
No.
she threw the chair
At Dakota.
and it hit her daughter and did not rush to her to rush to her daughter to help her, and that's what you
Mm-mm.
should have done, and I think seeing her not and hearing her daughter's little cry,
So
was
sad.
so sad and so heartbreaking, and it just makes you sick, like, it makes you physically ill, like, that
Mhm.
is just so not okay, even if she was up in her bed, and they were having this kind of fight, like, that's you can hear it as a kid, you can hear it
Yeah.
from upstairs.
Uh-huh.
You can hear it. You can hear it. And it's truly like it's scarring,
Mhm.
and let alone being in the exact room, it's just so freaking sad. But anyways, just the footage alone from the charges that she's already had got this season pulled.
Mhm.
And it's just yeah, it's unfortunate, but there's so many conspiracies out right now, like, ABC didn't fully submit any type of, like, statement yet, and so they're
Mm.
thinking that maybe ABC is, like, thinking up of something that they might do, either still release her season, which I don't think, but or they're coming up with a quick replacement
Mm.
for her season. The conspiracy right now is that Miranda and Layla.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I did not wanna talk to you about it yet because I was like, "I'm gonna
Mm.
talk to you
Mm.
about this when we chat today." I saw that.
Yeah, and I would love them both to be bachelorettes, but I don't want them to be bachelorettes at the same time. We saw that happen with,
Oh, is that what the conspiracy is?
they're gonna do it joint, and we've
I
had that
thought it was
happen.
gonna be one of them. That's what Daniel told me. He's now been, like,
Yeah,
my tea source because
yes,
he has
yeah,
Twitter.
yes, yeah. No, she's gonna be joint bachelorettes, which they happened with, or this happened with, 2 other bachelorettes. What was it? Oh, it was
Yes.
Rachel and Gabby. Rachel Recchia and Gabby Wendy or something. That was the only season that they did joint bachelorettes, and it was an absolute disaster because think about it. How horrible. You're a girl with a friend of yours, and the guys are choosing which one of you they wanna go with. That is
When in
horrid.
reality, it should be the other way around. Yeah.
Yeah, and so it was really sad. Like, and most of the guys wanted Gabby, and so Rachel was like, "Hey, anyone interested?" Like, it was just horrible.
I
No, it was
can't.
awful. Yeah,
That's so sad.
it was
I
really
didn't
bad.
watch. Like I said, I haven't seen it in forever,
Yeah.
but I did know that there was the duel. That's
Yeah,
terrible.
it's horrible. So I really don't want that because that would I just don't think that would be smart. I think that would be really bad for the girls' mental health. I think that's just
And their friendship.
and their friendship. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
sad. I just don't want that. But I do think that they're both would be really interesting to see as a bachelorette.
Mhm.
So we're just kind of waiting, I guess, in the wings right now to see what comes of this like cancellation and everything. Season 5 of Mormon Wives is on hold now. I don't know. I've heard, whisperings that it's because the other cast members are like, "Hey, we don't want to film right now with all this going on." You know, Hulu, Disney could have just pulled it and stopped it for a minute because of everything. I don't know. But you would think that they would be eating up any drama that they could get on camera. So there's got to be something going on for why they would have stopped filming
That's
season
true.
5. Because they love that. Like people will pick up cameras
I'm
in
sorry.
situations where things go down.
Yeah, like if season 5 comes out, you bet I'll be watching.
Yes.
Just because, obviously this whole thing happened. We all want to see what the people on the inside, like what were their reactions? How are they dealing with this? What
Yeah.
actually went down? Is it confirmed that Dakota sold the video? Is that 100% confirmed?
Okay, well, I've been saying that and I think it is, but I don't know. But I mean, like my mother-in-law came upstairs and was like, "Yes, that is confirmed." So I maybe have to check maybe where she saw it, but I'm pretty sure that and let's just say like off the record or something, I 1000% think that he was the
I
one
do
that
too.
sold it to TMZ, but I haven't seen anyone directly say, at least on my own like feed.
I know. I haven't seen it either. And we haven't even touched on the fact of the new
The new.
domestic abuse charges that just came out. What, the
Yeah.
16th is when the investigation, like, it kind of got out that there was the new one?
Yeah, but the new one, I guess, happened end of February. So the confusion is like,
Oh,
why is it just coming out now, a few days before her season starts? Why did Dakota, because there was footage of him at the courthouse here getting a protective order against Taylor and also, I think, filing for temporary custody of their son. Like,
yeah.
why is he doing that now, like weeks later after the so-called deviance? Like, you'd think there would be footage of him at the courthouse the day after, not weeks later. So it's a little
I'm like,
sus.
it is a little sus. And I'm wondering, is it just because, everything, all the shit hit the fan? And now he's like, well, let me capitalize on this moment now
Yeah,
and like
that's
act
what
on the second one, or
yeah,
I need to act like the responsible adult now that the video's out. Like, was it
yes,
planned?
yeah,
And because I heard that he won temporary
yep,
custody of the kids.
yep,
Same with Taylor's first baby daddy. What's his name?
Tate,
Tate.
yep.
He won custody as well.
It's brutal over there.
And
It's
it's
getting bad.
brutal over
It's
there.
brutes.
And I'm
Her
like,
girlfriend.
oh my gosh, it's so bad. Speaking, I was scrolling on TikTok and I saw this guy post like this video. He's recording himself and he's like, so you're telling me the ex-Mormon with 2 baby daddies and blah, 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 blah ended up being a little off her rocker? Shocker. And I checked the comments because I was laughing. Taylor commented and she just said, ouch.
Ooh,
And I was like, girl, what are you doing on
yeah.
social? What are you doing
She's everywhere.
commenting?
She's everywhere on social media right
Get
now.
out of the
With
comment
the most
sections.
unhinged, like out of body mental comments that I've seen.
Like,
The comment about Doug, spoiler, she chose Doug. And
okay, yeah, I knew
yeah,
that.
yeah. And Doug posted a video, like super dark video in like the back of a car. And he was like, hey, let's go easy. Like she's a person. She's got a past, basically just kind of like give Taylor a break. They're not together as of now, as I don't know. We don't know for sure, but as of now, they're not together. And she comments on it, on his post, and is almost talking in the third person or something. Like she's not talking to him, more about him. And her comment was like, he's so sweet with oh, that's so nice of him with a heart. Like, I'm like, Taylor, what are we doing?
I can't.
Girlfriend needs.
You need to plead the fifth.
Yeah, just. Yeah, let's take a break. Someone take your socials. Let's lock you down for a second. You are a little it's just so casual. That's what's so funny.
Yeah.
It's not even like she's like, first of all, like silent is one option. Best option, Taylor. Second is the other one is like,
listening.
if you're listening. The second is she could be, going like aggro in the comments, like just like F you, this is ridiculous, I'm whatever. But hers are just like, so nice. To your finalist. Ouch. That hurt. To your finalist, the guy that you supposedly got engaged to. Man, I just hope we get footage of something. I really hope we see maybe a lot of this play out in season 5. I don't want to see any of the domestic violence stuff play out, but obviously I want to just see like, what happened? What happened with Doug? I want to know that story. Like, how did they end up together?
And like the poor guys of The Bachelorette, like they've been robbed.
I know. I've had no sympathy for them, though. I don't know why.
I mean, I'm just adding on to this whole situation of this thing. Because I'm like, everyone's been robbed in this. And it's like, we all just want to know. I want to know.
We all want to know. And I mean, they filmed her breaking up with Doug. They filmed, her like him flying out to Utah and her breaking up with him and leaving him to go back to Dakota. Like, I want to see that footage. I want to see what happened.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Insane.
Wow. So she really did save a rose for him.
Yeah. She did. I can't. Yeah, she did.
I can't. Girl.
It's bad. Girl. So it's really unfortunate. I hope that we'll probably touch on it, in future episodes of kind of what happens. I mean, every day there's something new. So probably by the next time we record, there will be some kind of announcement. That is, basically what we're scheming on this week. A whole lot of Taylor Frankie Paul, listening to a million different podcasts on everyone's take on it. I can't get enough. So
I know, me too. And I'm like,
interesting.
I've just been loving how Daniel's so interested.
I love it too.
It's been so nice. Like, I'll just be laying on the couch and he'll be like, Dakota got custody of the kids.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
I love it.
I'm like, I just
Thank
love.
you.
I know he's been scheming. I
He's
love
the one
when we can scheme.
Yeah, he's the one that broke the news to us. He's the one that sent the TMZ video to a group chat with us.
He did.
We didn't even see it first anywhere. Thanks, Daniel.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Love it.
Love, yeah, and Gavin's super into okay, maybe it's a little stretch, but yeah, he really enjoys he enjoys watching Secret Lives of Mormon Wives with
Mhm.
me, and he was also ready to tune in for The Bachelorette because he doesn't normally care about those. I normally force him to care, and watch them with me, but this season he was like, "Yeah, no, I'm gonna watch this." So, a lot of, boyfriends and husbands lost
Yes.
that we thought we were gonna be getting with us to watch and enjoy a season of The Bachelorette, but
Totally.
we'll see. I mean, if they pull someone from Mormon Wives, Gavin will still be interested, any of because
Yeah,
it'll
for
still be
sure.
really fun to watch. But yeah, that's kind of what we've been scheming on. We
Yeah.
are getting to the end of the episode. This is gonna be kind of how things go. We're gonna be having, maybe a few different segments of the podcast. We'll be talking about all kinds of fun stuff. We have lots of
Mhm.
fun topics to scheme on to talk about. We're going to probably be having write-in stories that we will react to,
Yes.
advice columns, just lots of fun convos. We'll give lots of insight into
Mhm.
even more stuff growing up in Utah. Just, yeah, sister dynamic. It'll just be fun. We're just going to be chit-chatting our way through life, coming along with us
Mhm.
on all of our new things that we have going on. I mean, we've got lots of things to look forward to. Be sharing, my experiences with motherhood and different things like that, and we'll just have a blast and take, you guys along on all the fun stuff that we talk about. We will
Yeah.
be doing breakdowns of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Probably next week will be a recap
Mhm.
of season 5, no, season
4.
4, episode 1 will be
Mhm.
a recap, and we'll kind of give our take on all of that and talk about each of the girls and stuff like that. But this is so fun. I'm so
This is
glad that
so
we
fun.
we did this. Our first episode is about wrapped up, and yeah, this is just going to be something we are going to love and look forward to every week. We
Yeah.
can't wait. When you guys are listening to this, it is Friday, the 27th, I think, is our
20
release date. Our episodes come out every Friday, and we chose that because I feel like Fridays are just such a fun day. The vibes
Mhm.
are high. You're excited for the weekend. And so it'll just be a podcast. For me personally, if I have a podcast that comes out on Mondays or Sundays or something, I'm looking forward to a day of the week that I don't normally look forward to. You don't want to look
Mhm.
forward to your weekend being done. But
Yes.
Fridays, you looking forward to Friday, everyone looks forward to Friday.
That's
So
so true. And,
we'll
like,
be here.
Arden's up early because 'cause she's
Mm,
got her cute little baby, and
mm-hmm.
so, she can listen to podcasts in the morning. Me, I'm not a morning person. I have to be to work at 9. I wake up at 8:30 and then
Yes.
get there at 9:30.
Yes.
And that's so I'm like an evening everything kinda
Yeah.
gal, and so we just wanted, it to be it'll be fun in the morning, get your day
Yeah.
going. It'll be fun at night, like wind down, clean the house or, have
Yes.
a glass of wine, just listen to a podcast, like so fun.
Yeah. Just your favorite sisters, hopefully. Um, I'm just laughing at the thought of who's actually going to listen. But eventually, maybe we'll have, a good group of people listening to our episodes. And yeah, we just want to be there through whatever. I love to throw on a podcast and clean the house and, whatever on a drive. So that's what we hope to be for all of our listeners. This was so fun. And yeah, I guess
Yeah.
we will see you guys next week.
Yeah, see you
And we'll
next week.
talk, in the next minute.
Yeah. Oh, so
Okay.
fun. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for scheming with us today. Make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss future episodes. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.